I didn't get to do this right here, the Casa de Campo Resort. Excuse me. My workplace, but now I feel better, to be honest. So I gotta save this. I gotta download live with Uncharted on Saturday or not. So y'all sit back and relax. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It will be we'll be playing those Auburn Tigers in a rivalry game. It's called Matter of Respect. So y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more. And let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's play a little golf. So they have me paired up today with Sung J M, one of my favorite golfers to be paired up with. I tell you, that's crazy, ain't it? And I'm joined by a legend of the sport of streaming, Shaggy. What's up, Shaggy? Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I've been saying, I don't know. They got me going into work Sunday morning, but after a little bit of mess that went on yesterday, after some serious mess that went on yesterday, I don't think I'm going in Sunday. So with that being said, I'll tell y'all what went on during the broadcast, but y'all enjoy the opening of the Teeth of the Dog here on YouTube while I open this drink up and drank me a little bit of a soda pop.
EA Sports is proud to present continuing coverage of the world of golf. Today we bring you coverage from this opening round. This promises to be a fun 4 days. A lot of
one of my favorite golf courses right here.
Check out the early leaderboard. Doug Gim is your leader. He's
one of my absolute favorite golf courses. 10 under 62 is what he shot.
As you get this round started, keep this in mind. Pete Dye had always said this was one of his personal favorites. He did some of the greatest golf courses in the world.
This is a late afternoon tee time.
Take a look at our featured golfer today, the young rookie, still in search of that first win. But I'll tell you what, that had to be a great confidence boost last week.
Excuse me.
But to be that young and in the hunt on Sunday, a lot of folks think a breakthrough might be imminent. What do you think?
I think so, Rich. The golf is good enough. I'm just concerned about how thick that brick wall is, because if you play this good and you get a few chances to win and you don't complete the job, you might actually start to get in the way.
Now since Frank talked about about our 2 weeks ago, our last tournament we played on here 2 weeks ago.
Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay the third.
Let's go ahead and tell it, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
6 yards to the front.
So this past 2 days ago, which was Sunday,
A little further up.
I got a phone call to go in to work Sunday, but I didn't do it, and I'm gonna tell you why I didn't go in. I didn't do it because I didn't do it because we had our other biscuit lady, Jackie. She calls out on Sunday, on this past Sunday, talking about a few days ago. Way too strong with that shot. Should have never shot it that strong.
Really long, Frank. He miscalculated there.
Well, there has to be something. I mean, from where he was, that's just an aberration. Seriously, that.
But let me finish this off. Hang on.
That's where you meant to
there
go.
we go. Now we're in rhythm. But to make a long story short, she called out, and our other two cooks called out. that was supposed to go in, you know, and like grill all the stuff up like on the grill. Well, they wanted me to come in Sunday morning, and they wanted me to come in Sunday morning, and I didn't do it. And the main reason I didn't go in Sunday morning was because if y'all think about what y'all know, I was telling y'all the other day, last week.
So this second hole is just
I think it was Wednesday I told this. I think that's right. I think it was Wednesday I told this.
That's the trouble.
That
75-yard drive though.
That we was having that I had some problems at that last Tuesday morning at work. I had some problems. Me and the boss lady got into it about some stuff. In which ultimately I won because, hey, I'm a slick one, man. I tell you, I win. So I was still upset with her because of a text message she sent me Tuesday afternoon. Plus last Tuesday afternoon. Plus what me and her got into it about last Tuesday morning. Well, make a long story short, let me tell y'all what's so funny now. If y'all are ready for this, let me tell y'all what's so funny. So yesterday, I didn't go in Sunday. They only had 3 people in there working Sunday. Well, I go in yesterday, and she's upset. And you could tell when she got out of the vehicle, she was upset. So me and Jackie sitting out in the parking lot talking, as we always do on Monday mornings, because she'll get there early. Hang on just a minute, everybody, and I'll finish that. My cover just fell off my microphone.
7-footer for birdie. Yeah, well done. It's a birdie here at the second. Let's see if he can knock this in. It's for birdie.
If I hadn't screwed around and messed up the shot on the first hole, I'd be at 2 under par right now because I can make this hole. Boom! Up and down, side to side, shake and bake, brother. This is one of my favorite golf courses, and now as I was saying, so I didn't think of find this out until yesterday morning when I was sitting out in the parking lot. But Jackie was telling me, she said, she said that Saturday, see, she worked last Tuesday also, but they had her up front. So Tuesday, last, she told me Saturday that the big boss lady come out there and asked her Saturday last Tuesday about the bacon situation, because you know they were out of bacon from the night before, but they had enough to last them through breakfast, and I cooked them up some, and she used up. And Jackie told me yesterday, she said when she asked me about it, they said that I told her I made up 4, that you made up the entire six trays of bacon. And that I took 4 of them because they needed some on the line for lunch. Well, something was said about that I should have made up some more, even though there were 2 left in the little old thing, that I should have made up what I had just put up. And I wasn't going to do it because there was enough there to last them. Well, that's where that text message come in at last week. I had left at 11 o'clock, and they said they went back there at 11 o'clock and looked. And then I get a daggone text message at 2 o'clock while I'm trying to take it out. If that ain't suspicious, I'll kiss your rear end. So she was telling me about it and said that she told them that there wasn't no reason for them to be saying anything about it, because she said I cooked it up. She said you can't stand there and tell me he didn't cook it up. I stood there and watched him do it. I said, cause I asked him to, and he done it. So then what she told me was, when they asked her that they made her mad Saturday by saying that. So she stuck it to him by not coming in Sunday morning. I can understand that, and I wasn't going to no ways because of what they done to me last Tuesday. But yesterday, now here's where it all gets crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So as people would say, excuse me a minute. As people would say, now is when the good stuff happens. And so then, yesterday morning, we were a little busy to start with. Oh, come on! I pushed it left. I went to break at 5 minutes to 7, which is a little bit longer than normal for me but we had some people come in. We had one order of almost a dozen sausage biscuit to go out right before then, so that's why I had to be a little later before I went to break. But so I had 7 pans in our little holding cooler back there, and what was so bad about this whole entire thing was I come back. And it's during the it's 7:24 when I come back, and from 7 to about 8 o'clock, it's boom, 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 boom with the school traffic plus people going to work. Well, I come back. There's like 4 pans in there, and they were putting 2 at the time up there so they could put some of the biscuits they make up in the box where they ain't got to make it up and then get it out to the people that order them. They can just have them there, and then they'll just set it. Then they'll just give them the order when they get in there. But to make a long story short, we were down to 2. I was down to 2 pans, and I was making up my 5th batch. And here comes the boss lady back there, walking back there, and it had on that list, and because we got a chart we got to do. And the chart ain't right by no means necessary, because they printed off a new chart Friday. Last Friday they printed off a new chart, and it had 9 pans was supposed to be in there at 7:30. She said you're supposed to have 9 pans in there by 7:30.
That's a good shot.
She said I'm fixing it. She said something was said. I don't know how she put it, but I found out later what she meant about it, though, so I took that into consideration, too, so I found out what she meant about it. Then I also found out, she comes out and says it right there in front of me. She said, "You're slacking." And she said, "You're slacking," but she don't realize I had been to break and it just got back. And she said I was slacking, and she said it in front of me. She said, I'm gonna find me another. She said I'm about to find me another biscuit cook. She said I'm done. And then she went over there and was telling Jackie and them something on the line over there. Well, I asked Jackie when Jackie come toward the back. She went in there in the cooler and was getting something out of the cooler. I think it was during the time they was getting ready to set up lunch. And I was almost finished, and I asked her, I said, what'd she say? She told me exactly what she said. Jackie told me exactly what the boss lady said, and I said, I said, you done screwed up now, because now. So I come in and I told my daddy about it yesterday, and I told him they had me on for Sunday, and I said, I'm not going in Sunday. I said, I'll be damned. After yesterday, I said, I'll be damned. Excuse my language, YouTube, but I said, I'll be damned if I go in Sunday because of that bullshit. I said, I'll be damned. I sure will be damned. I said, but here's what was so crazy. I told him, see, I finally figured out, instead of having to take these people to court over my money, how to get my money back out of these folks. It's called, I thought about it, because I'd been trying to figure out a way of how to get my money back because of them taking it from me. Well,
from that distance, that is worth, wow.
When I looked at it again the second time, I looked at it the second way I looked at it was like this. I'm like, well, if I file that wage claim form
find their perfect.
My daddy said, he said, make them, he said, well, if they feel that way, he said, make them fire you. Don't come out and voluntarily quit. Just make them fire you. And I told him, I said, well, I said, they probably will anyways. I said, but here's where I've got them. Here's where I got them figured out. He said, what? I said, I got them figured out because I know one thing they can't do. He said, what's that? I said, they've got it where I have to,
Teeth of the dog on the coastline of the Dominican.
I told him, I said, no, if I file this report, this wage claim report with the Department of Labor, and now Shaggy knows exactly what I'm fixing to say here, because it happens just about every time. So I called the Department of Labor yesterday before I took my nap. When I messaged Shaggy and told him I wasn't going to be on and I was going to take me a nap, which I did do that after I called the Department of Labor, and I asked them, I said, so I said, well, I've been thinking about it here for the last few weeks about doing it like that. And I said, it'll save me more court fees of taking them to court than doing it that way. Because, see, if I do that, I won't even have to pay the Department of Labor back except just in tax purposes for it only. But here's where it's so funny. So I was telling Daddy about it, what I had up my sleeve about filing that paper. And I said, when I file, and just as sure as I file that wage claim form, they gonna probably come back and they'll fire. After I get that wage claim form, they'll probably deliberately fire me, and then I can turn around once they fire me after I file my wage claim form, and if they sue me, if they fire me, I will take them to court then, because I'll turn around and sue them for wrongful termination because I found out yesterday. Because I asked the lady at the Department of Labor yesterday I talked to, could I actually sue them if I file this wage claim form and I get my money back from these people, but they end up firing me, can I sue them for wrongful termination? She said, yes, you can sue them for wrongful termination. She said, and there ain't a darn thing they can do about it because they wrongfully terminated you over that lawsuit. And I said, yeah. I said, and everything I got's on my phone too, so. But the good thing about it is, I'm not going to give them a 2-week notice, but I got a job interview Saturday morning at 11 o'clock at the Sonic in Troy as a car hop. If I get that job and they can work with me on my schedule, I ain't even going to give Hardy's a daggone 2-week notice. I'm going to adios amigos, Jack. Because, see, the other day when all that went down the other day, see Jackie's now after she done her the way she done Jackie in there Saturday, Jackie's wanting to quit too now. Oh crap.
I'm not sure if that was a miss-hit or just a miscalculation, but that comes up well short and is into the hazard. Okay,
and then we got another one that's wanting to also, so.
This will become his third shot now.
But what's going to really tickle me is that now you've got. What's going to really tickle what me and Jackie's trying to do is, since they want to do that to me, hey, you got two. Now you'll have to hire 2 biscuit cooks back to back. Once me and her get us another job somewhere.
Good stuff.
And there's my bogey. I bogeyed 2 back-to-back bogeys. I'll be back. I got to go take a bathroom break, but I'll be right back.
Yes, runs that one right in. It's a birdie here at the 7th. Here we are at the par 4 8th. It's just over 400 yards, but it isn't so much about the number on the card. It is about the breathtaking view. The shot you're going to have to hit over the Caribbean. Up ahead, just off the green, is the famous Pete Dye plaque. It says, quote, "Bury me in a pot bunker." There is nothing like the challenge of the Pete Dye golf course, and Teeth of the Dog is no exception. that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. I had to take a little short toilet break. Whew. I feel better now. But as I was saying yesterday, she claimed she was, and when you come out and you say that right in front of me that you're getting you another biscuit cook, basically what it's trying to say is you're gonna fire me and get you another one. But what's so funny is
that's what they did. Right
little do you know that I'm gonna force you to do it, because now you sealed your fate. All you got to do is when they bring that wage claim form up.
Now from just under 100 yards, they'll stare down.
And I'll fix y'all up real quick, like. Cause see, I done figured it out. If I file that wage claim form, they gonna find a way to do it. So help me God, they gonna find a way to do it. And then that's when I'm on attack. That's why I put on Facebook yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, don't screw with me when I'm upset, because I go to playing my song Voices, and they were talking pretty heavily yesterday morning. But see, what almost played into their favor yesterday morning when they started that yesterday morning. When she said that to me yesterday morning, I come very close to saying something, and then I also come very close to walking out, and I said no, because if I walk out, if I clock out and go home, they win. I said I'm not gonna let them win. I said I'm never gonna let them win. I said by no means necessary am I gonna let them win. So I bit my tongue and I stayed right there.
Good way to finish this front nine with a demanding
But
par 5. It's about 600 yards. You can see the clubhouse in the
But as I
distance.
said before, come hell or high water,
Making the turn with an eagle on the
you
card.
see, and then another thing too is, like I've said all along, every time I've sat here on my broadcast and told y'all about me having to work on a Sunday, they always call me the Sunday before. And if I don't go in, they will deliberately put you on the schedule for Sunday, knowing good and dadgum, because what they try to do is they want to make sure they got somebody there that'll come in, somebody they know they can trust, depend on to come in. But what they gonna find out this week is, you might have scheduled me for Sunday, but that don't mean I'm coming in.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Now, from better than 300
Now,
yards
ladies and
out,
gentlemen, let me
he's
tell y'all what
to
would be
par
some
5.
poetic justice now. So here's what would be poetic justice. Y'all ready? Here's what would be funny. So if by some chance tomorrow,
All right,
Sunday, Saturday,
highlight shot, getting home on the
I
par
get
5
hired
and 2,
at
but
Sonic,
maybe it's a smart shot.
they want to hire me right on, and I'm talking about straight on. If they want me to start next Monday at the Sonic, I got a dilemma on my hands, cause then I'll just message the boss lady and tell them, well, I got me another job somewhere. I won't be in there in the morning. I quit.
On a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make
And then
sure
I'm
you
gonna
get
still,
through
but
your
I'm gonna
shot.
still get my money out of them one way or another. I'm gonna get my money out of them.
Well thought out.
But see, the way like I've been saying, I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt of giving them a daggum 2-week notice. I said, because the way they've treated me the last few weeks or the last month, why should I give them the time of day for a 2-week notice?
Hang on. It's going to leave about 3 feet. Chance now for another birdie.
Boy, this wind is playing its ugly head today, I tell you. Whoo-wee. Shaggy, you been on point night?
It is a birdie here at the 9th.
Oh, that's right. He got the Beavis and Butthead on Fortnite. That's right. I forgot about that.
For par at the 9th.
Bob Burgers.
Starting this backside with a relatively gentle par 4. The 10th is about 400 yards. This is where we start inland, but don't worry. We're going to get you back out toward that Caribbean.
What we're going to do is, if I miss the cut right here, because the way the wind condition is right now, I might or might not make the cut. If the wind conditions is low in the second round, hey,
Boy, a good round
I'm going up this scoreboard and I'm coming up this leaderboard and there ain't a darn thing nobody can do about that. But to make a long story short, if I miss the cut, then later tonight I'll be doing Fortnite, but I won't be streaming Fortnite. I'll just be playing Fortnite. So y'all can join in on the Fortnite with me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something funny that happened the other day. Now, boy,
second to the par 4.
now this happened at the ball game Friday night. This is funny. No lie, I'm telling you the truth. So Friday we had our game Friday and we won. We beat Geneva. But let me tell y'all what was so funny. So we got this new thing that they watch on the side. This new huddle box they watch on the sideline, where they can see where they're messing up at and they can correct it from the sideline. Well, let me tell you what's so dadgum funny. So this one here has got wheels on it. They can roll out there. When they mash the remote control, the TV will come up out of the thing where they can watch it. It'll raise straight up. You know how, you remember how years ago, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever played miniclip.com, where they had the Bush shootout, where when President Bush pressed that button under the desk and that gun and that AK-47 come rising up out of the desk. Y'all remember that? Well, this was the same thing, but it ain't got a button on it. You just mash the TV to turn the TV on, and it comes popping, and it comes raising straight up out of the thing. But this here's got speakers on it, and you can put you can hook your computer up to it and play music on it because it's got speakers on it. Well, up and down, side to side, shake and bake, baby. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all what happened. During our pregame warm-ups, we had, and this ain't no lie, we had that thing cut on. And y'all ain't gonna believe what come on the speaker. Y'all ain't gonna believe what come on the speaker and started playing. And I'm standing there singing the whole entire song. And them boys out there on the football field looked at me like, where'd you find? They like, what you over there singing? I said, that's my song right there. It comes out to be on somebody's playlist. They had on the playlist, In the End from Lincoln Park. I said, there's my Fortnite song right there. And them boys went to laughing. I said, that's the song that I play when it comes on my Fortnite, when I'm playing Fortnite with people. In the End. But what was so funny, they cut it. I said, hey, y'all cut my Fortnite jam off. Turn that back on. They wouldn't turn it back on, so I grabbed my phone and hooked it up to it, and I started playing it again. And hey, I was sitting there. They was warming up, and I was sitting there cutting the food over there during warm-ups. In the end, it doesn't even matter. And they was like, what on earth has he done? But I was singing my Fortnite jam in front of them. Well, hey, if they hadn't have put it on if they hadn't have started playing it across the speaker to start with, I wouldn't have done it.
That's what he wanted to do after the tee shot.
But see, they made the mistake of playing that song by accident, and I heard it.
110 yards, Frank.
When I heard it when it first started up, I knowed what it was. I said, up. And no, our old offense coordinator said, what is it? I said, can't you hear that song playing? I said, that's my jam right there. That's my Fortnite. I play Fortnite. I said, that's my song on Fortnite. In the End. Lincoln Park. And I'm sitting there singing the whole thing, and the quarterbacks is looking at me. All the players are looking at me while I'm singing. I said, can I help y'all? I said, this is not a concert. Y'all warm up. I'm singing. I can't help it. I said, they done it when they put In the End on the speaker. They done that on purpose to get me to sing.
You betcha. What a roll there. That is in for a birdie. 4 feet now for birdie.
That's true.
Okay,
that is true.
All the way.
Well, I didn't know people like that listen to the song like that. When I said that was my Fortnite jam, one of our players I follow on here got to laugh. One of my players that's friends of mine on here, he got to laughing at me. I said, the hell you laughing at? He said, you talking about Fortnite? I said, that's my Fortnite song. I said, that's the song I got on my locker on Fortnite, knucklehead. I said, that's why when I'm streaming Fortnite, you always hear it singing in the background before I say anything.
And this will be into the left side of the fairway. Good shot there.
Whew, boy, I tell you what, I tore that toilet up this morning. But now to get back to to finish off what I was talking about this morning about
200 yards away.
About yesterday, and I told my daddy this Thursday when I got in. I come in from work Thursday and I was just so calm. He looked at me, he said, what's gotten into you today? I said, what you mean? He said, you ain't upset at work about nothing. I said, nope, sure ain't. And I said, I'll tell you why. I said, because when I am at work, I said, on the days that our big boss is in, She always finds a way to make somebody to upset somebody. I said, but then when Ramona's in there, it don't work like that, because she don't deliberately make people mad.
Wasn't that hard a shot?
She.
Oh, yeah, that one on line all the way. It's in for a birdie. No missteps there. It is a par
It.
12.
Yep.
And he'll remain.
If the wind conditions are lower in the second round, I got a shot to make the cut in this tournament. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's not as visually stunning maybe as some of the other par 3s, but it is challenging. You need to be accurate
Because
with your tee shot
if I can
here.
use it to my advantage in the second round.
That bunkering around the
If the
green.
wind is like 4 to 7 mile an hour in the next round, hey,
And
I can do some very serious damage. I'll be 10 under par by the end of the next round. I promise you that. I'm serious. Because I play just that good when it's low wind speed. But I'm trying to learn how to get my shots down in high wind speed right now. Trying to get them to learn how to hit. Ooh, that's a good one. Nope, that's not a good one. Well, it's on the fairway, but
not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now from a tight lie, this his second. I think he'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
y'all still on Uncharted Shaggy? Y'all gonna stream it today?
Second shot now here at the par 3.
We done with it.
Oh, would you expect anything less for the way things are going? Everything is dropping right now, even balls from off the green.
So what you gonna stream today?
Okay, so
I got something you ought to stream today. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Where he is.
No, I took that on. I took Dragon Age right now.
Scoring
Oh.
opportunity right here at the 14th.
Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Just under 500 yards. See that lone bunker running down the right side? Water further right of that. If you're accurate here, if you're sensible, good chance to get out of here with a birdie. It all looks so simple when you go.
I would have done my Nitro broadcast last night, but ladies and gentlemen, our Nitro we'll be back with our regular Nitro broadcast next Monday. So, no, there won't be a Thunder broadcast this week because I didn't do my Nitro broadcast last night. So, only reason because I was going to do it yesterday afternoon, but I was going to do it yesterday when I got off work, but being as upset as I was yesterday afternoon, and I'm talking about I was as red as one of these t-shirts hung up in here on my dresser in here. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, cause, you know, I've been having problems with the stream going off lately, and if it would have went off, I'd have got mad and probably would have thrown something, and I wasn't going to chance that.
Knock it on. Chance for eagle.
Certainly shortens up the par 5, that wind at your back, Rich, but you can just surf the wind. Just leave that ball carry and just sail towards the green.
I should have clubbed it down a little piece. If I'd have clubbed down, I could have got it on there for an eagle putt, but hey, a birdie's not so bad either.
Nothing has gone wrong all day. Now this.
Which now at this particular tournament that I'm playing right now,
Pretty good effort right there.
this is the place where you played the Latin American Amateur Championship, and I played it one time here and shot 20. I was double-digit shots over everybody else. I was like at 26 under par, and the second highest person behind me was like 9 under par in the entire tournament, and I wasn't even doing it on easy neither. Like I said, in low wind speed, I can dictate this. I can play this golf course at low wind speed easy. I mean, easy.
And then you realize I have work to do. That's a lot harder hitting that tee shot than it is staring at those beautiful blue waters.
Yep. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
I'm starting to wonder how low can you go? And the driving has been simply superb.
.24 karat magic in the air. Shaggy, you been playing with Selena this week?
A pretty ideal wedge distance here, 95 yards for his second.
Oh, oh, that's right. Oh my God, you mean you've been in there when Star's been in there with them?
You've heard the
Oh.
over there, wouldn't you?
Every time you talk about
Very poor from that range.
I know Cool Girl told me she was in the party the other day with. Oh, yes sir, baby. Eagle 2, baby. Eagle 2, let's go. Off the green, baby. Chip her in. She told me she was playing with, she was letting Diane play her game system, but she was in the party with Diane and Star the other day. I said, oh my God. I told her, I said, if they start being zesty, sister, to leave the party. She said, I will.
Par threes in the world, the 16th here at Teeth of the Dog. This is the tee box where really you just want to drop a bag of balls.
Yeah.
50, 60 balls.
Cousin.
You only get one. Let's see what you do with it.
They both been playing the game. Her and Cool been playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked her yesterday, was she on Fortnite? She said, no, not today she wasn't. Talking about, not yesterday. I think she's still upset over that JB stuff. That he unblocked her, and then she thought he liked her, and then that he was going to get back with her, and then I think that's what messed everything up. Yeah. But we tried. But it's okay.
Little chip here for his second.
About that no more.
Oh, she ain't?
No, she been happy lately.
I told her, I said, hey, I said, do what me, I said, don't worry about it. It's all over with. I said, from now on, when you go to date somebody, just keep your mouth shut. I said, what you do is like this. When you start dating somebody, tell me and Shaggy and Hinder. Don't tell nobody else. I said, because you know us, we'll keep a secret. But if you tell, but just as sure as she tells it in front of Diane, and I told her, I said, and just as sure as you tell it in front of Diane, Diane's gonna repeat it to Star, and Star's gonna be on the hunt to try to find them.
And this, the 17th, is the toughest hole on the backside.
But he don't care. He can't
Oh.
back anyway.
You ain't heard no more from Lizzie?
A little to his left.
Well, that drive was enormous.
One that working for Epic Games, Lizzie.
No, I ain't heard nothing for her.
I guess that was just a bunch of blowover mess.
I know where they call sorry that though. I already know where they call sorry that. But I don't want to tell you. I don't want to get into detail about it.
Hey,
This maybe a touch right.
ain't no incriminations on this channel.
Really starting to make a hard game look easy. Drive after drive has been superb. And this one, well, as we like to say,
Don't make me
is
do it,
yours
Shaggy.
honest.
Shaggy, if you don't want me to say the magic word on this channel, you better tell it right now. 'Cause I will do it.
His second to the par 4.
What Hinder does not like, I will do it. Yes, I will do it.
This could be a good one.
You really want to know that bet?
It was a good shot coming in here. I know
What have I told you before? You have known me since high school. You know I love to hear about gossip. It's common knowledge with me.
Okay. You want to know? Okay, I'll tell you this. So it's out.
I'm a crazy person. I want to know about some drama. I'm like AJ. I'm crazy is my superpower.
Going to wind up safely on the putting surface.
I was set it.
A look here for birdie at 17.
Really not a whole lot to this. He's going to get a little
Yeah. What, yesterday?
Other than that, just slightly to the
Yeah, I
right.
get the text message, right?
Yep. Go, 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 go. Oh, you rolled it. Are you serious?
From me.
Yeah.
Now, Sungjae
Because
with
what
a look
you
for
told
birdie.
me, but I almost off my book you told me this.
Oh, finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17.
OD is no longer a touch.
Yeah, that's a good putt. It is in for
What?
par
What?
here at
Wait,
17.
whoa! What now? You
Right
mean
where he is.
was that just some kind of act thing that he? So what you're saying is he was acting as her cousin. He's not really her cousin. Is that true?
Airport runway.
Oh, hang on.
Let's see if you can bring one in smooth here to the clubhouse.
If she said this, he also said that she been living with.
Wind pushing this one a little to the right. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot.
Yeah.
A friend, Jenny, with also came in this that Guinea
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through,
Huh.
and a good start to this hole. Breeze at his back shoulder as he lines up his second from the fairway.
That made Ned Guinea's daughter.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find
A
out.
little long, as we can
What
see,
you
and a little to the
attacking
right, but
Oh,
still
my
makeable
God.
if you had a
It
good one.
put the nail in the coffin when I heard this from Kendall. He said that all this time that Guinea
You can't go wrong with
never
finding the
liked
middle of the
him.
green. That's well
never
done.
liked him.
Gonna have to take pretty much a full swing at this one
That
with the putter
Guinea
because
was
this one
working with
is
Sparta
into the
the
hill
whole time.
and the hole is cut back.
Huh. Oh, to get rid of
The
OG?
next one.
Good lag putt
Yeah,
right there.
to get rid of OG. And all this complication, all this about him
You're
can't
at
get a
17
girlfriend,
feet on this putt.
all this about him that they baking up. No,
Yeah.
he didn't bake up. Like he said, she didn't get because she was done with him. She was using OG all
on
this
the
time,
edge.
bro. She was using the
Damn.
man. She used him. He
So a
started
tap in
all
there.
this
That's
stuff
for
about
par at the
all
last.
this- all
And
this woman
that's
that
going to
been
wrap
going
up
on.
our 18 holes
It
of golf.
never was about me. It was basically about OG. And,
Oh.
it basically
Okay, safely in for his par at 18. And that will write an end to the round here today. So, Frank, today, in a word, incredible.
Just made a complicated game appear so simple.
So, for Frank Navalo, notably gave the third, Leona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds. I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour
So,
Golf.
ladies and gentlemen, I finished tied for 43rd, 4 under, 68. So, let's see what round 2 is going to be doing, and then we're going to cut the stream, and I'll be back with round 2 later. Now, you were saying?
So basically, she been using him all the time.
Oh, yes, sir, son. Hey, I'm coming up the leaderboard in the second round, boys. I'm paired with Tony Finau. 4 to 7 mile-an-hour winds. And, hey, boys, we're coming, and there ain't a darn thing anybody can say or do that's going to stop us. I'll be up there behind. I'll be behind Sung Jae for the day's over with. I promise you that. But this is Coach Bulldog Johnny saying so long, and we'll see you later on the Coach Bulldog Johnny YouTube channel. Don't you go anywhere.